Hello friends, family, neighbors. Please come check me out. I am here trying to help out the world and try to heal the world a little at a time. I apologize for not being on in this last couple weeks. I had a tooth pulled, so it's difficult to talk. Now that's starting to heal up, I'm feeling a lot better. My wife has to do hers. She's actually been to the hospital because they actually thought that it was actually something else. It ends up being that she needs her wisdom teeth. All that being said, I've also been doing a lot with trying to get interviews. I'm trying to do a series. I'll also try to interview for jobs as well. In this interview process, something interesting came up for me. I wanted to talk to you guys about that. This thing that came up for me is almost every time they ask me, what is your approach, Jose? First and foremost, I would have to tell everybody that what I like to do is mindfulness. Mindfulness is such a great approach that when the person first walks into your room. Every therapist is probably going to start off with a humanistic approach. The humanistic approach is very simple. It's just me mirroring you. When you nod your head, I nod my head. When you nod your head no, I nod my head no. You say something about your life and then I repeat it and I kind of rephrase it in different words so you don't think I'm just repeating what you said. It's kind of gimmicky. If you don't know what's going on, you'll know that it'll feel very natural. It'll feel very cool, like somebody's getting you. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be exactly that. If you come in with some sort of crisis, of course, we're going to try to work with a crisis. Crisis could be like somebody died, getting a divorce, financial issues, whatever it is, or some sort of mental health, like bigger mental health problem. I've worked for drug court and I worked for other places that kind of have these mandatory people have to come in and see me. It wasn't like everybody's ideal. Hey, you know what I want to do is go see the therapist. So that being said, one thing I'd love to do is mindfulness. Mindfulness is such an interesting technique because it is not going to kind of threaten you, make you feel like I'm prying into your life too much, which a lot of people's kind of fear. What it is really asking you to pay attention to you. And I've talked about this in some of my other videos on YouTube. Please check it out. It's just underneath Jose Feliciano. Take a look at that. It does have a brief section about what mindfulness is and why your breath is important. We talk about your breath because what we're trying to do is get you to regulate more so that you are operating from a better place. When you are operating from dysregulation, when you're operating from a place that you are not the healthiest mentally, and then you look more anxious, you feel a little bit more awkward to people, that is not where we want to be. Even myself, I need to remember my breath. Just in doing that, I recognize that I'm super excited because I haven't been doing a video in a while. So here I am, excited to be here with you guys today again. I too need to make sure that I am regulating myself so that I can come off as a lot more grounded. Sometimes even grounded sometimes feels very activating for some people because being calm to people who've had chaos their whole life feels dangerous. Why is that person calm? Are they ready to come get me? It's funny because that humanistic approach that I was just talking about works really well with that because I could raise myself up to somebody who's really high, or as they come in really calm, I could take myself down a notch. I want to get back to why I use mindfulness and mindfulness approach because therapy, breathing, meditation, all these practices are very unique for you. This is why I'm doing this breathing technique that has a bunch of them, from underregulated to overregulated. I'm going to start doing some more. I'll try to make that commitment to do one every day again. I won't try, I'll do. But what I wanted to say is that when those people asked me what I wanted to do, mindfulness came up almost right away. My call to action is to ask you to see what you're doing and why you're doing it. Most of the people feel like they're very aware. There's a lot of people that don't believe that things are happening subconsciously. If you're one of those people, I just want to show you, I want to demonstrate to you that you are literally doing things without even thinking about it even a little bit. Here it is. I'm going to show you right now. There's over 100 different muscles and ligaments that are moving in your foot. So every time I pull a finger back, I'm not thinking about every one of those muscles. It's a very generic, and it's very reductionary. It's not the same as what I am trying to convey here. I realized that When I say reductionary, like I'm reducing it down to something that seems very natural to us. There is some point of it that is exactly just the same as that. Let me tell you why. There's little things that we do that we are unaware of. There's little things that we're doing that when we become dysregulated, when we become activated, when we become triggered. I hate using the trigger word because it's a very cliche word of the world of healing right now, especially mental health. When we do that, you are going to find defensive postures. If you notice it, we will have to talk about the person that puts his arms crossed, why we say they're closed. That's usually a response. That's usually a response from some trigger. Or somebody who crosses their eyes. You say something to them, you get a little like, whoa. Every little thing we do is giving a message to somebody else. When I have a person come into my office and I ask them to pay attention to what they're doing, what is going on with them? What are they doing when they get to these spots? Pay attention. That's my call for action for you today. To pay attention. To pay attention. Is my voice speeding up? Am I coming a little harder? Am I crossing my eyes? I'm biting my lip, tightening my jaw. What are the things that I'm doing? What is that? You can come back to me and ask, why am I doing it? Where did that come from? What is it doing for me? How is it useful? That's when therapy happens. It can make it unique to you. Whether it's a CBT, DBT, whether we go to depth, whether we do archetypal, whether we do whatever, if it's Gottman, if it's Bowian, whatever these different modalities are, we can find one that is right for you. We won't know that until you know what you're doing. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of things I still don't know that I'm doing. For those that are saying that your life is good, I get that. I'm not trying to uproot your life. And a lot of people feel like if they start diving into some of these things that they're going to be stuck in them. That's a very common thing. Yes, there's a chance. The only way to the other side is through it. Every time that I turn my back to it, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. If I turn my back to this cabinet, it doesn't mean it's not there. That's when these things become very subconscious. These things become very subconscious when I suppress these things. When we suppress these things, then subconsciously they have to come out. If it's something that comes too close to the trauma, my body's going to try to protect it. My mind is going to try to protect it. My spirit is going to try to protect it. This is why we become mindful. Become mindful so we know what we're doing it, why we're doing it, and how and where does this all come from. This way we can be better people. That way I can operate on a different kind of subconscious. Subconscious that is not often triggered. Because we want to be better. We want to be better friends. We want to be better husbands and wives. We want to be better brothers and sisters. We can't do that if we're in this perpetual state of anxiety. A lot of us don't even know that we're in there. That's what feels normal sometimes to a lot of us. That's okay. We can get through it. We can get through it together. Call for you today to be mindful. Call for you to pay attention to yourself. I call for you to be aware of some of the little things that you might be doing, because I want to be more aware of the things that I'm doing. Anybody who's finding me for the first time, I am Jose Feliciano. The Healing Way by Jose.com is where you'll find me. All my socials are on there.